Hello everyone, today we are going to be going to the Lakeland Antique Mall. I've been coming here before it was cool, before it was cute, before YouTubers. They're so annoying. And I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna record the whole thing. And I'm gonna give my commentary as usual. And I hope to find some really good finds. Also, shout out to this Chuck E. Cheese worker who is literally cleaning up the parking lot for the Chuck E. Cheese. Like, shout out to you, sir, because I would not be doing that. I'd be like, haha, you little rat, you are so funny.
Because I'm a lady, that's why.
But yeah, slay. I'm here super early. If you can't tell, I can't even go in yet. But yeah, cool. Thank you, sir, for being on my channel. Here we go. This place isn't ready for me. But apparently it was ready for all these people that were right inside. I thought I was the only one here. Signs said that this place opened at 10, but I have a sneaky suspicion it might have been open a little bit sooner for all these Disney nerds. Honestly, the layout's pretty good. You kind of get a whole surveillance of everything this place will have to offer. You've got your Disney stuff, historical items, theme park memorabilia, and a whole big bunch of oddities. And this is a rare sight. You can see my Crocs and a Croc inside the window. Do y'all remember when Disney limited edition dolls were a thing? What a time, am I right? As I said before, this place has a main audience, Disney adults. You'd be wondering what exactly a Disney adult is. It's me. But it's usually an adult who is obsessed with Disney. Lives, breathes, eats, and sleeps Disney. Their week is not complete without going to a Disney park. Do they intend on buying anything? No, not really. They would much prefer to show up at the Lakeland Antique Mall. Yes, that's exactly where they went off to on the one day that myself decided to make the trip over. It honestly must have been everybody's day off from going to the parks. And I can't say that I blame them. I tell you, my least favorite thing was working at a Walt Disney World attraction once. And you would try to tell them the rules that they were breaking. And then they would say, that can't be right. I've ridden this ride at least 5 times. And you just wanted to be like, ma'am, this is my 6th day. I'm here 14 hours a day, every day. I have no life. What do you mean you've been on here 5 times? I live here. Now bippity boppity, get off my property. But no, Disney is a fun place for everyone, even we Disney adults. Snow globes have never really been my thing, but if they were a Mary Poppins snow globe, oh, we would be in business. Well, I mean, they would be. I would just be crying from the price. These prices were out in Tomorrowland, if you catch my drift. But just from walking in the door, you could tell that this place was heavy on the Disneyana collectibles, with some dolls and toys trickled in there. But that, unfortunately, was few and far in between. They might as well just start calling this place the Disney Antique Mall. And if you continue watching, you will see why. In the corner of my eye, I saw an old Mattel Disney Mulan doll who was labeled as Oriental Lady. And right beside her, a Mulan doll labeled as Mulan. Yes, this book made me laugh so much that I did buy it. It reminded me of my friend whose birthday's coming up, so I'm going to gift them this book. They don't watch my videos, so I feel confident in saying this. And because of that, they're just awful. Someone to bless the Disney merch as it comes in and out. Oh my gosh, look, it's my favorite presidents. They buy me dolls. Yay for Brat Girl Summer. Yabba dabba don't. Fred must be driving that Cybertruck.
This place has everything.
And it really does. We got Sherlock Holmes, some bandmates, an owl, Minnie, Porky, 2 little pigs, the other one is Bacon, and a Wonder Woman plastic cup. This Jesus painting is something to behold. I think he's asking where those good prices be. Roadkill is now the new art. I think we saw the other part of him in the beginning. And here we are to our first toy section. Ever since I've been coming here, this booth has always been a thing. Sometimes they have stuff of interest and sometimes they don't. They have everything so organized. Well, at least they try, because you know, people. Those Teletubby keychains, I definitely had those. Talk about not matching your foundation with the rest of your body. Animal Rainforest Cafe, anyone? On one hand, I know what this is, but on the other hand, I don't.
Why, Patty the Platypus.
If that were $20, it would have been mine. Here are some late 50s, early 60s hand puppets. And here's what's killed Sleeping Beauty. I've never seen a more perfect plate until right meow. This booth was made for the Haunted Mansion bride Constance. A picture of her home, some weapons, some new boots, gloves. If you're a Black Widow, I have the place for you. Y'all school friend.
They're eating the cats. They're eating the
Homer has seen better days. It's been a while since he's had a donut. This place was also heavy on McDonald's. If you like McDonald's merch and other historical McDonald's things, you will love this place. Lingerie that will only excite Michael Jackson. I'm just kidding, but wow. They said these boys are on their own. These vintage perfume bottles are really cute, and so are the sunglasses. And yes, I did smell the perfume. Grandma didn't get ran over by a reindeer. She got bottled up in that perfume bottle. This must be Laguna Blue's mom. She's mighty purty. These two are not impressed with any of these prices. I don't really know what to say about this booth, honestly. Usually I have words, but this is just a whole big bunch of random crap just thrown in together. This is a Disney parade prop, and I think that that's really cool. Probably the coolest thing in this booth. He's been here for years, so I'm sure he's here to stay. We have Mary Hoyer. Other than Terry Lee, this was also my grandmother's doll. Got ourselves the king of the wild frontier. We got some anatomical things. Someone must have been a doctor, or they were just curious. Charlie McCarthy in the back, a magic skin baby at the bottom, and a beat up composition. What good's that head when there's no fudge to go with it? I saw the Keebler elf and I was like, oh my god, it's the Keebler elf. Because you know, like I'm a fat ass. And then I was just like looking around and looking up, and then I was like, what is all of this shit? Thank goodness this said this is not a toy, because that means I don't have to purchase it. But like seriously, watch your kids. I didn't have the fun of making them, so I'm not gonna have the fun of watching them. For all my other nerds out there, there's some comics. And yes, there was a really cute guy. We like totally looked at each other, and then he walked in the opposite direction. Pretty sure he likes me. Online, I gotta beat him off with a stick. And in person, nothing happens. Probably because I open my mouth. Got some Ron Weasley and some Hermione Granger for you. And this would have been my favorite find if he were in actually decent shape. And yes, I did leave him behind, but I left him with protection. Force be with you, Grimace. These are going to be some examples of things that I always find at flea markets, no matter where I am. So we should probably stop pricing them like they're the Hope Diamond. Lovely selection of Hot Wheels. I was never into them, but like if you are, go for it. Precious Moments Disney dolls, cause why not? Now these two almost came home with me. When I tell you I wish I had space, I really mean it, because I was in love with those two plushes. A little gnome, yearning to be a wizard. If J.K. Rowling knew how much Harry Potter stuff was in here, she would sue. This should go out to that Chuck E. Cheese worker who was picking up trash. Shells for your boobs, now shells for your butt. This also almost came home with me. It's an action figure case, and I just think it's really cool. And I kind of regret not getting it personally, but this booth was pretty cool and the prices were decent. Got a drunk baby over here, and a sandwich that should never make a comeback. Gross. This thing was priced so well, I bet it's cursed. No wonder Space Mountain doesn't work half the time. They took some of the seats. We got Bashful and Goofy and Spider-Man. Anyone willing to battle for some good prices in here, or is it just me? That aviator hat? It's a sleigh. Even with all these lamps, you still can't find the good deals. And this is where I found some Barbie stuff, and my brain went into default mode and I didn't record a damn thing. But that goes to show there wasn't anything groundbreaking. But honestly, that was the only place that really had Barbies. Had this whole huge mall, and that was the only section they had dedicated for Barbie. I about lost my whole head over that one. Another nerd paradise. Once again, we have a plethora of pops that you find everywhere. We have loose bagged figures. We have some wonderful Star Wars figures.
Thank you for being a friend.
And now we're back for more Star Wars figures. Boy, did they have a lot of Star Wars. Some random Barbies mixed with Vanna White dolls. You hardly see her anymore. Another booth filled with oddities, and they were not set up for Halloween. This is just stuff they sell. You should see them around Christmas. Speaking of, I want that. This whole next section looked like a little girl's room from the 90s. Let me tell you, it was so cute. You wanted to just kind of like chill out in there and relax. And then you look at the prices, and then you get up and run away. Far away. Far, far away. Whoever owns this booth has the right vibe. Just the wrong price. Funniest part about it is a very straight looking man owns that booth, who's probably around like 35. And yes, he was around whenever I was making my commentary. I think he likes me. Nah, girl, you got ghosted. This booth is so eclectic. Every time I visit, they have different things. Usually it's around like Barbie 2010 era, mixed with Fashionista, Monster High, OMG, a little bit of Bratz. But this time they had American Girl dolls. This booth actually has pretty decent prices for what they have. They've always been good. Now we get to the meat of the bones. Their whole back left section was all dedicated to Disney Parks props, Disney store props, and cast connection goods. Like I said, I used to work at the park, so some of this stuff is cool to me, but some other stuff is just actual junk. If you love digging for Disney collectibles, this is definitely the place where you want to dig. The antique dolls though, slay. Like I said, I worked at the park, so all of this park stuff is really doing nothing for me as far as like cast member uniforms and other things just literally bought at Cast Connection. But the props and the actual vintage items are really cool. And there's always an influx of things going in and out of this booth, sometimes with original cells. And for those of you who don't know what cells are, they are the original artwork frames from the movie. And I've seen a lot of good things there. So it is definitely worth the hype if you do love yourself some Disney. And it is just outside of Orlando, so why not? This nun's fighting off bad prices left and right. And if she weren't enough, we do have Batman on backup, where he's plastic and fantastic. What in the Friday Night at Freddy's is this? I saw a Diva Stars clone. That's odd. She makes Diva Stars look pretty. These religious candles did me, and that is buzzy. I should have really bought that. That's so mint. If I had a landline, this would have been mine. Well, I can honestly say I shopped till I dropped. Goodbye, Goofy. You've been a peach. Goodbye, theme park props and memorabilia. I'll see you next time when I want to battle I-4. I would come more frequently if it weren't for I-4. So I'm back, and I'm going to show you what I found. I did not find a lot, and I will get to it in a minute, but there was only one Barbie section. Whenever I first started going here, probably about 5 years ago, there was big, incredible Barbie sections. I mean, box dolls from what your eye could see, Disney dolls, vintage, any kind of dolls. They really didn't have that much this time. They didn't have any that were like loose and out, except for a few, but they were always asking for way more than what I would want to spend for a beat up doll, especially a mass-produced Barbie. This place is littered with Disney adults, so if you find them scary, you might not enjoy this flea market. I know like this is a destination type of a flea market for a lot of people who are interested in Disney and theme parks and other things. They do have a wide variety of antiques and vintage. However, like I said before, they are very proud of what they have. Let's just say that. There were a lot of prices today where I was just like, not happening for me. I got there right at opening, right before. I was one of the first cars in the parking lot, and by the time it was 10 o'clock, there was literally a van full of theme park goers and people who, you know, looked like they're into that kind of stuff. And they were beating down the door, let me tell you. They were like waiting outside in line like it is a theme park. So this is one of those destination places, and from the second they open up, they all ran to the Disney pins. And I was just like, huh? Because I don't really collect them. I do have some, but I don't really collect them to the point of like where I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna wait in line and then I'm gonna go get these Disney pins. And everything's so freaking expensive here. There's no way that they know what they have. You know what I mean? All of the booths that had all of the Disney stuff, they all knew what they had. So like for me, that's not the thrill of going to one of these antique malls. I like to find stuff that nobody knows that they have. You know what I mean? Because usually you can get that cheaper like that. And I did feel a little bit weird going in today, like right in front of all those Disney adults, and I'm over here like in a Universal jacket. I'm like, ooh, you know, trying to be like, yeah, okay, sorry, excuse me, I'm here looking for Barbies, you know. Yeah, but anyway, it was a cool experience. A lot of the booths were decent. Like I said, they didn't have amazing doorbuster prices, deals on anything that I was interested in as a toy collector. My friends and I, we did have fun. So that's the most important part. So let's get into all that I found. Okay, so this is what I got at the flea market. I have always wanted the Snow White doll. It's from their Disney Classics line, or at least right after it, from 1992. And it's just in that Disney classic style. It's wonderful. This was the first Snow White doll by Mattel. And on the back, you can see the glory that used to be Mattel. It's so wonderful. It's so cool. I'm going to do a unboxing review on this doll, and I plan to get the other dwarfs and the other items available with this whole set, so that way we can all play Snow White together and see what this doll is all about. I think she's super cool. She does have a transformation aspect to her, so we're going to see what that's all about in a later video. And she might even be my first Disney doll review, which would be really cool because I am Disney Barbie girl, and this is Disney and I guess a Barbie. Over here, I found these Simpson patches, and they were just like completely random, and I absolutely adore them. So I'm so happy to put them on something. I'm not sure what I'm going to put them on yet, but I actually just started watching The Simpsons not too long ago, and I really do like the TV show. I think it's really fun. I love the writing on it. Everything's so witty. It's just like my sense of humor, so I really do love it. Over here, this was the gift that I'm gonna get my friend for their birthday. I just think it's funny, and I know that they're gonna get a kick out of it. Every time I ask their opinion on something, they always tell me it's awful. So I think it's so funny that I found a book that said just awful, and it made me think of them, so I went ahead and picked it up. After I went to Target and I got some of these lights, and I'm going to put them in my Barbie dream house. Last flea market video, I showed you all my Barbie dream house from 1978, and a lot of you mentioned that I should put lights in it because you can't see what's going on in that house. So I went ahead and found some lights, and I'm excited to see it for myself. But this is all that I found at the flea market. Okay, so I have added the LED lights to the Barbie house. I would have liked to add some lights like in these little sections, but there's literally nowhere for there to be lights. They wouldn't even shine on the dolls anyway. They would just shine outwards, and we don't need that. So the sunlight will hit them directly. But here we go. We have the dining room right here. I've got Crystal Barbie over there in Oscar de la Renta, Superstar Ken, in a Get Up and Go fashion. Super cute. And here we have the entrance, and I put a Philippines-made Superstar Barbie. Super pretty and a fashion's favorites. And this first doll is actually from my childhood, and it comes from a brass key set, which I just found in the box. I got it in the mail about a month ago. So I'll be doing a review about those. They're not particularly Barbie per se, but they are of that type of quality. So anyway, I'll get to that in a separate review. And here we have the living area. I've got my Philippines Golden Dream Barbie and one of the last Malibu Kens using that face mold, sitting on the couch, looking all cute and watching some Superstar TV. We come in here to the kitchen where I've got Superstar Christy and I've got Beauty Secrets Barbie. They're just in here chilling, cooking perhaps. She's holding the spatula wrong because it doesn't fit in her hand. It's too big. We go on up to what I like to call like a home office. Got Superstar Barbie, again, another Philippines made, on the phone. We've got Superstar Ken, who I believe was only made in Hong Kong. Just chilling in here. I like this bag. It reminds me of like a fossil bag or like a Coach bag. And then right here we've got her little end table, and then of course a nice little seat. And in here we have the bedroom. We've got Superstar Barbie chilling. And on her bed, we've got a fluffy kitty, which is just like my kitty. And that's where you can always find my kitty when I get home, is on my bed. And there's Barbie by her vanity getting ready. That's Sun Love and Malibu Barbie, by the way. And this Superstar Barbie is made in Taiwan. Super, super cute and lovely. Ideally, I would want 3 Barbies in here, like Superstar Christy and Superstar Ken and Superstar Barbie. But I stuffed some friends in there so that way they can all look like they're just independently having fun. We have an art room over here, and I've got her just sewing away, which I guess this is supposed to represent me. I found this little accessory pack maybe like 5 years ago, and I've been getting my use out of it. Been having a lot of fun with it. But yeah, that is my Superstar era Barbie house. The nice and beautiful A-frame house from 1978. It is all kinds of gorgeous. They made this house for a number of years, and then whenever they were done with this color scheme, they went for a whole pink. And at the time, I wanted this more 70s color scheme, but I honestly would be happy with either this one or the pink one. It's a super lovely home, but it is super big. Now, some people, what they'll do is they'll get 2 of these homes and then they'll add them together and then make this humongo mansion, which is like super cool. But I mean, like I have space, but I don't want to like have too much, if you know what I mean. I got LED lights that actually have a timer on them, so like you can set them between 10, 30, and 120 minutes, and you can have them on there. So I think that's really cool, and I put them on there for 30 minutes. So in 30 minutes, it's lights out Barbie. But yeah, so that is my dream house. So you got a better view of it, got a better look, and I absolutely adore it. I think it's so cool. The mail just came in, and I got this twist and turn Barbie. Now, I already have this twist and turn Barbie, and I've already restored a twist and turn Barbie with this hair color on my channel. It was one of my first restoration videos that I made for you all. But this one, I purchased it because it had its original box. And it was at a really good price, and I couldn't really pass it up. And she also comes with a fashion that I already have, but I think I'm gonna restore it and then resell it, and hopefully the money I make off of it will actually just pay for what I purchased her for. So I think this is a really, really nice project. I think I'm gonna do a video, actually, an updated one on how to restore a twist and turn Barbie. And again, she's like in the same condition as the other one, which is pretty flawless. She has beautiful coloring. She's got a little bit of spots around her, so we will recolor the vinyl and boil wash her and everything, but she's gonna turn out so great. And it's so nice to see her original box because you can tell exactly which style of twist and turn Barbie she was. That will do it for me, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for my other videos that I have coming out on the way. I'm going to thank you all so much for being here, and thank you for coming on this wonderful journey with me today. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. If you like this video, please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back with you every week with some new content. Bye-bye.